the Conway turning everything into a game. It is a fascinating point that I didn't quite think about, which I think the game of life is just an example of exploration of cellular automata. I think cellular automata is one of the most incredible, complicated, fascinating. It feels like an open door into a world we have not quite yet explored. And it's such a beautiful illustration of that world, the game of life, but calling it a game. Maybe life balances it because it's such a powerful word, but it's not quite a game. It's a fascinating invitation to an incredibly complicated and fascinating mathematical world. I think every time I see cellular automata and the fact that we don't quite have tools, mathematical tools, to make sense of that world, it fills me with awe. Speaking of 1,000 years from now, it feels like that is a world we might make some progress on.
The game of life is a sort of playground for computably undecidable questions because, in fact, you can prove that the question of whether a given cell will ever become alive is computably undecidable. In other words, given a configuration and you ask, will this particular cell ever, be alive in the evolution? And you can prove that that question is equivalent to the halting problem. It's computably undecidable. It's semi-decidable in the sense that if it will become alive, then you will know it at a finite stage because you could just run the game of life algorithm and let it run. And if it ever did come alive, you could say, yeah, it was alive. But if you've run it for 1,000 years and it hasn't come alive yet, then you don't necessarily seem to have any basis for saying, no, it won't ever come alive. If the behavior was very complicated, maybe if you have a complete understanding of the evolution of the behavior, then you can say no, but you can prove you won't always have that understanding precisely because the problem is equivalent to the halting problem.
And nevertheless, when you sit back and look and visualize the thing, some little mini cellular automata civilizations are born and die quickly, and some are very predictable and boring, but some have this rich, incredible complexity.